Right now, shelters all around the Bay Area are dealing with overcrowding, and one of the big reasons has to do with delays and drops in care from during the pandemic. Our Sean Chitness takes us to San Francisco Animal Care and Control for a look at the overwhelming need.
It's easy for these faces inside San Francisco Animal Care and Control to steal your heart, but right now they need some extra love.
For overcapacity. So we have animals that are available for adoption. We'd love for people to come and adopt them. But we're also packed full of stray animals and a group we call custody animals.
Virginia Donahue is the executive director of SF Animal Care and Control. She explains that custody animals are those at the shelter because of a family emergency.
Normally, we handle about 500 of those cases a year. Last year, we handled over 800, and this year we're on track to repeat that number. So that's way, way more animals than we're used to.
That only adds to the increase they're seeing from a drop in spayed and neutered animals. During the pandemic, veterinary care went down and surgeries were delayed. It's not just affecting dogs. They're taking in twice the number of bunnies they would see over 6 months, even more guinea pigs as well. So they're asking anyone thinking of surrendering an animal to check for additional help first.
We're jam full. We have no room. But if you are having difficulty, like maybe there's some way we can help you and your pet stay together.
And it's worth remembering the animals are here because there was an issue with the people who were taking care of them. Virginia says there's nothing wrong with the animals, and you can take the word of any of her employees who brought at least one of them home.
I don't think you can find anybody in this building who hasn't adopted from her.
That's what makes the job so rewarding and keeps her going even in tough times. Purpose-driven work that can truly have a positive impact on everyone.
You get to help a lot of San Francisco animals. And
Still ahead, guests from Berkeley Humane join us in studio to talk about the need they're seeing right now and how they're trying to make it easier for people to adopt. You're not going to want to miss this. This afternoon, we're putting a spotlight on Bay Area animal shelters filling up and fast, and they're looking for solutions to help these precious dogs and cats and other potential pets find homes. Joining me now is Emily Murphy, the Director of Development and Communications for Berkeley Humane, and this is Anella. And I gotta say, it's impossible to not fall in love with this little girl.
She's very sweet. She looks very happy in your arms.
Oh, and I'm just an absolute bliss. She's looking at the doggies behind us going,
she's very observant.
Do I know this? So let's just get right to talking about Anella. Tell me a little bit about her. How old is she?
Anella is 2 months old. She's probably a hound mix. It's too soon to say how big she would get. She will be available for adoption at Berkeley Humane this weekend. She's actually one of the dogs that came to us through our Aloha Dog program.
Okay.
The island in Kona, Hawaii, they're struggling with overcrowded shelters right now. So we help out with a volunteer network of travelers who bring dogs on the airplane home with them, and then we pick them up at the airport, we bring them to our shelter, we get them medical care, we give them love, we get them ready for adoption, and then they get a new loving home in the East Bay Area.
Oh my goodness.
It's a fantastic program. And so she's only been in the Bay Area for about 4 days.
Amazing, and she's already charming everybody in our newsroom. Now, you talked about overcrowding, what you're seeing in Hawaii, but what about here in the Bay Area? Is that a struggle as well?
It is a struggle. So we're seeing overcrowding in the shelters due to the high cost of spay-neuter. High medical costs overall are leading to that problem. But there are efforts that can combat it. You can adopt from a shelter. You could adopt a dog like Elena. You could foster a dog like Elena from a shelter. Or it's really with community support. That helps us get these dogs into new loving homes. And that community support actually takes the form of events that we have. We have a major event coming up, a fundraiser called Pints for Paws. And when you buy a ticket for this event, it's on June 1st. It's a beer festival, dog-loving community that comes together to support Berkeley Humane. When you buy a ticket for that event, 100% of the proceeds benefit our shelter.
Wow. And it's such a great cause. And, you know, I think a lot of folks, when they come to the shelter, they see these wonderful dogs and kitties, and it's impossible to not fall in love when you see little ones like her. But it is a big responsibility to take on a dog or a cat.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody was thinking about taking little Anella home, what types of things should they expect when you bring home a puppy?
Yeah, a puppy is a full-time job. You can't leave a puppy alone.
Right.
We see that a lot with potential adopters sometimes. We have amazing adoption counselors on staff who will walk you through the process. So if you come to Berkeley Humane and you want to adopt, we'll get to the heart of what it takes to take care of a puppy, but you can't leave a puppy alone. You have to be ready to care for that puppy all the time.
Yeah, they're kind of like a little baby. When you first bring them home, there she is.
She's falling asleep, I think.
She's incredibly calm. And it's, you know, I think a lot of folks are wondering, okay, how big is she going to get?
Yeah, we never answer that question, Elizabeth, because we're not sure.
Never know.
I mean, she could end up being 40 pounds, but she could end up being, you know, upwards of 65 pounds.
And look at these paws. These paws are going to grow.
Yeah, she has some big feet, which makes me think that she could be larger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of preparing your home, say you are deciding to get a puppy or a cat and bring them home, in terms of preparing yourself and your family for this new member of the family, some tips for future pet owners.
Just to know, just be ready. I mean, it's a decision that you have to think about and make sure that everybody in the family is on board with the decision. And you also have to consider if you have other pets. Let's say you have cats in the home or an older dog. Those are all things to bring up with the adoption counselor so that we can help you through that process.
And I know you were saying that you were helping other shelters, both in Hawaii and other states, and then here in the Bay Area. Is this a widespread issue that shelters are having to kind of pitch in to help share the burden of all these pets?
Yeah, absolutely. We try to help with overcrowding by taking in animals in our shelter from other shelters all over the Bay Area, all over the state, and as far as Kona, Hawaii. We're bringing in animals into our shelter. And the thing that works for Berkeley Humane is we have a medical team on staff, so we can bring in medical cases that other shelters can't deal with or don't have the capacity for. We get those animals well, and then we get them into new loving homes here.
Okay, I know that folks are wondering a little bit more about Anella here. Okay, so she's going to get spayed on.
She'll have her surgery on Friday.
Okay.
She's here with a brother. She has a brother who looks a lot like her, but is a little more rambunctious. They're both going to have their surgeries on Friday, and they'll be available for adoption on Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
And for the month of May, Berkeley Humane is waiving all of our adoption fees.
Wow.
So it's a great month to adopt, and we're doing that in support of our big fundraiser, Pints for Paws, on June 1st.
Okay, and where else can people go for more information and all
They
this?
can go to our website, berkeleyhumane.org. You can see all of our adoptable animals, not just dogs, cute dogs like Anella, but our cats. And we update our website constantly with new available pets that are waiting to find their new loving homes here in the Bay Area.
Oh, Anella means my angel, and I am in absolute heaven. She is a dream, and I think she fell asleep.
I think she is asleep.
I think she just listened to the sound of our voice and goes,
I think she might feel like she's home.
It's not that much of a push, let me tell you. My husband's going, what? Oh, Emily Murphy, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
And Anella, she is just an absolute dream. It's impossible not to fall in love, right? All right, coming up, we look at the need coming from all over, as far as Hawaii, as we just mentioned, for loving homes for these gorgeous animals. We talk live with Humane Society Silicon Valley about these cats who are now in the Bay Area. And remember, you can watch us anytime, anywhere on our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area. You can catch all of our live newscasts, plus news and weather updates throughout the day. You can find us on the free CBS News app or on Pluto TV. Welcome back. Humane Society Silicon Valley just welcomed 50 new cats that were displaced last year by the deadly wildfires on Maui. Shelters on Maui have been overwhelmed in the wake of those fires last August. So moving some of the adoptable cats here to the Bay Area opens up more space for the nearly 200 feral cats in the Hawaiian shelters that they had to take in. Joining me live now is Kate Quimbao, the adoption supervisor for Humane Society Silicon Valley. Kate, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's start with those adorable cats and kittens from Maui. Are they still available, and what's the process for adopting them?
Yes. So we, as you know, brought in about 50 Maui cats. 12 of them right now are available for adoption, and 16 have already been adopted. So we do. they've received their spay neuter and their dental surgeries. So come check them out. No appointment needed. Please come down and say hello.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to be lining up to do that. We've been talking about overcrowding at Bay Area shelters. So how crowded is your shelter right now, and how does it compare to years past?
You know, we are experiencing overcrowding across the Bay Area in general, but also across the nation. We are fast approaching kitten season. We're already here, actually. So we're expecting dozens, if not hundreds. I'm so sorry. There's a kitty cat walking around here.
That's okay.
Anyway, in the next coming weeks, we are expecting quite a few kittens to be coming in. So we are asking for the community's help to get these Maui rescue cats out and adopted so we can make room for these kittens coming up.
And why do you think you're seeing so many animals in your shelter right now?
So we experience the problem of large dogs and senior animals that tend to have long lengths of stay in the shelter. Lots of housing restrictions for larger breed animals or for medical case animals. So we are seeing those types of things impacting our overcrowding issues.
All right, might be somebody at home right now that's thinking, "Ooh, I could use a little kitten or a cat to keep me company at home." What should folks know before bringing in a new animal to their home?
So, I mean, especially for Humane Society, Silicon Valley, again, you can come down, you can meet the animals. They all have their different types of personalities, see what meshes well with you. There is I believe, a pet for every home that well suits your lifestyles. Let's say, I believe earlier on your news segment, things like puppies take a little bit more work than, say, a kitten, but definitely come down and an adoption counselor will talk to you about what's best for you and your family.
All right, I can tell from personal experience there is nothing more wonderful than having a kitten in your home. It's pretty precious.
All right, wonderful. Well, we hope to see you here for your third kitty cat.
There you go. All right, Kate Quimbao with Humane Society Silicon Valley. It'd be hard to resist. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. I'm still thinking about that little puppy. Wasn't she adorable? Well, thank you so much for joining us for today's conversation about Bay Area animal shelters at or over capacity. We'd love to hear what you're seeing in your communities. Post your thoughts online using the hashtag KPIX. The CBS TV News is next on KPIX. Local news continues on our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area. I'll see you at 5.
Thanks for watching. You can get the latest headlines and weather over on Pix Plus. And remember to like and click the button on the bottom left of your screen to subscribe for the biggest Bay Area news.